Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, and flying solo today. Everybody's getting ready, headed up to Oxford Plains Speedway. The final tune-up event for the end of month, end of August. Biggest, what I call the one-day short track race in the country. They've stapled it at that years ago, and I still feel it is that way. You know, $25,000 to win, plus lap money, a place where guys are looking to jumpstart their careers and get noticed. Guy like last year's winner, Curtis Gary, just fulfilled a dream he always had, but never in a million years thought would happen, and that's to stand in victory lane at the end of that hot summer night at Oxford Plains Speedway, a place where the likes of Craven, Busch, Harvick, Dion, Nason, Rowe have all stood and were handed the laurels of winning that race. So going to be another good one after we tape after I tape today's show. That's where I'm headed, and should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of excitement. You got man, they got everybody in action. We're going to have some interviews, some highlights, talk to some of the drivers, but we'll touch a little bit on that a little later. But this past weekend, Beech Ridge Motor Speedway had their 70th anniversary celebration scheduled. Like most tracks, rain wreaked havoc, and it was weird. Like a 3-mile stretch up the coast just wouldn't get away from Beech Ridge and allow them to get not only the races in, but the festivities in. And too bad, because there was a lot of people looking forward to it. I had originally planned to be able to White Mountain Motorsports Park for Mainly Motorsports night. They canceled first thing in the morning. Looking back, they were probably the only track that didn't have any weather issues. But really too bad that happened, and just felt bad, because I know Andy and his entire staff had put so much work and effort into not only honoring today's competitors and the great drivers in all their series, as well as their Thursday Thunder program in front of the crowd at the end of the night, but guys from yesteryear. And I'm sure there was a lot of past champions that were in the house that were looking forward to meeting the fans and being a part of an event at a place that made them a household name to a lot of us. And one guy that in particular that traveled up from down south to be a part of not only that event, Thunder Road on Thursday, and then next weekend Summerfest, was Stevie Levitt. And he traveled obviously with a heavy heart, as his dad and one of the patriarchs of motorsports throughout not only Maine, all of New England, and the provinces of Canada, Gardner Levitt, passed away a week or so ago. And Stevie's been out and bringing the 35 replica car of Gardner's from many years ago, took it to Thunder Road, brought it to Beech Ridge, taking it to Wiscasset, and we were fortunate enough to speak with Stevie a little bit later in the evening myself. But Phil Whipple caught up with Stevie a little earlier in the day and talked about the memories and everything, and what that track and just all of it, and quite a special time for Stevie to be able to talk about his dad, who was there for so many, helped so many, whether he was a driver, a crew chief, a car builder, but more notably at the end, selling parts and helping. It didn't matter who you were, keep your car running to the best of its ability, best of your ability. And Gardner and June Levitt, names that are synonymous in motorsports throughout the state of Maine. And sorry that, for the entire family and the loss of Gardner, but let's hear what Stevie had to say and everything about all of it.
I'm standing today at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway as the officials here prepare for tonight's 70th anniversary celebration. I'm joined this afternoon by Steve Levitt. He's the son of Gardner Levitt, one of Maine's real true racing icons, short track racing icons. We're just about 10 days beyond losing this great icon, but Stevie's been nice enough to join us here, and we're going to talk a few topics here as we get ready for tonight's 70th anniversary celebration. First off, Stevie, welcome back to Beech Ridge, your place where you called home. Thanks for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. So tell me, Steve, this is the place where it all started back in 1951 for old Gardner. Tell me a little about what this place meant to him and to you as well growing up.
Well, we couldn't wait to get here every week. It was like just unbelievable. I mean, this is what we like to do.
You had some great experiences here over the years?
Some great, very great.
Great memories. Wonderful. Now, look, Steve, you've had a week out on the road here since you left North Carolina with this beautiful old bomber behind us, number 35. Tell me a little about your Thursday night over at the nation's site of excitement at Thunder Road.
Well, went to Thunder Road because that was one of his favorite places, and My friend Robbie Crouch came, and Ken Squires did a piece on my father, and Robbie got to drive him around Thunder Road the last time, and we made a couple laps there. So
that was a pretty special experience.
it was very special.
I heard you tell Ken that your father absolutely loved Thunder Road, as we all do.
There. He went there every Thursday night, even after he stopped racing, selling parts.
He did.
And then come here on Beach Ridge on Saturday night.
The action trailer had a strong presence. That action trailer was a fixture at Thunder Road as well.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Everybody couldn't wait till he got there.
Well, I'm sure, because he was so loved. He was so popular. Buddy, speaking of history, tonight we'll all celebrate 70 years of racing here at this great place on the Holmes Road. Knowing the role that your father, the gardener, played here for so many years, how special is it for you to be here on this celebration tonight?
It's very special. I've been looking forward to this for 2 months.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good to have you here, I'll tell you. And
I was hoping he could have been here with me, but he is in actuality here with me.
He is technically with us, isn't he? Just
Yes.
in the background here. Well, it's so good to have you both here, my friend. We'll wrap up, Steve, with in the past 10 days or so, as we've talked, you've heard from an awful lot of people all around the Northeast and from the racing fraternity. Tell me what it means to you to hear from all those folks and the love they had for your dad. Has it helped ease the pain a little?
Yes, it has. Tuesday morning last week started off pretty rough, but before the day was over, I couldn't believe how many people called me.
He touched a lot of lives, didn't he, Steve?
Touched a lot of lives.
And that's helped you along.
Yes, it has. His drivers that drove for him, his competitors, the people he sold parts to, everybody.
You heard from each and every one of them, didn't you?
Yes.
Wow. Well, Steve, on behalf of all of us that admired your dad and followed his career for all those years, thank you for sharing him with us. Thank you for being here as part of this wonderful celebration. We appreciate you bringing the car up, and old Gramps with us, too. We love you, buddy. Thanks for coming and being with us.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
Thank you so much, folks. And that is here from Beach Ridge Motor Speedway.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end-of-season sale now. We have over 300 campers in stock, and every unit is on sale, even the 2019s. Up to $16,000 off travel trailers, up to $30,000 off fifth wheels and motorhomes, up to $40,000 off toy haulers. Ask about our bi-weekly payment program to save you even more money. Financing available, trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nelcar Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And, you know, we're all tuning in on NASCAR on a weekly basis, and we hear them talk about the big three: Truex, Harvick, Busch. Well, as I was traveling down the highway yesterday, or Saturday, I should say, and thinking about Beach Ridge Motor Speedway, thinking about when I first went there for my first ever event, 1971, where I sat in the grandstands, the people that sat around me, you know, people I've met over the years, got me to thinking about the big three, and what I considered the big three of the eras that I've been involved in that track, and it's pretty neat. So you know, as I get ready to tape today's show, I said, you know what, I'm going to write it down on paper, and I'm going to talk about my big three, and it gave me an idea to do something on Facebook, which I'm going to talk about a little later. But like I said, I started going to Beach Ridge in 1971, and you know, didn't know much about it. favorite drivers. We all had them. But when you look back at that era, and I think back at the guys that, in my opinion, set themselves apart of all the others, and that was a great era of competitors. But my big three from the 70s, no particular order: Homer Drew, Dick Walsenhume, and Ralph Cusack, the all-time track champion at Beech Ridge. So I'm sure you all got different big threes, but I can guarantee you there's nobody out there that's going to put a big three list together and isn't going to have at least one, if not two, or could say, I agree with you, Steve, all three of those guys, but definitely three of the patriarchs of that sport at that track. Which moves us to the 80s. And I got looking around and I got thinking, that was kind of the transformation of the super modifieds into the small block modifieds, and we watched them transform. Those three that we just talked about still competed in the 80s, but we had some other guys that stepped up, and for different reasons. My big three from the 80s: Bobby Gahan, brought back the double duty, came in from New Hampshire, won 3 championships, I believe, in a row. Didn't have a lot of money, carried that tradition of building it in your garage. As we were transforming into factory-built cars in the shops of Latat and Levitt and Griffin, he was still doing his own thing. The next guy that I considered in my big three was who did something that I think only has been done by maybe David Oliver since, maybe one or two other guys, and that was to win a championship as a rookie, and that's David Pinkham. As he started off in the way you used to have to start. You started off in a limited sportsman. You spent a couple of years. He spent 3 years. Won Rookie of the Year. Moved up the next year. Finished second in points the first year in asphalt. Came out the next year and no, actually it was he was a rookie on the first year asphalt. The next year he finished runner-up in points and then garnered his championship. And then, 85, 86, 87. I stand to be corrected. And then moved on to Kudamash Family Racing, got into one of the most cherished rides on that track, and that was the number 61 modified, and he won the championship as a rookie and as the second year. And like I said, just did a great job, and considered him part of the big three of the 80s. And the next guy was the guy that kind of personified, kind of gave himself that, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is, but that image, and that's Kevin Durgan. Showed up, raced from the early 80s, got wrecked in 85, took some time off, spent some time at Oxford as Beech Ridge was getting ready to prepare and asphalt the track. When he showed up in 86, he was loaded for bear. And I think that's when the Durg became the Durg. And he was that guy, put fear into the other competitors just by his persona and his image, and one of the best guys probably ever to walk on the grounds of that racetrack as far as knowledge-wise, being able to help and put in 100% effort. So there's my three guys from the 80s. Then I move on to the 90s, and I'm like, you have a lot of guys, a lot of choices, a lot of, but for different reasons. My guys, my big three from that era: Mike Maeta Sr., the last to do double duty and win dual championships, 1990. Won other championships throughout the 90s. Played a vivid role in the development of his son as he became, one of the top racers in that division. And then just continued on, 9-time track champion. I didn't appreciate him as a driver, as I had my favorites, and he wasn't one of them. But as I look back on his career, realized one of the best to ever walk through the gates at Beech Ridge and turn laps at that famed oval. Next guy on my list, Steve Berry Jr. Did it his way. Started in the Wildcats. Then went to the Super Sportsman from the Limiteds, went back to the Limiteds, ended up in the Pro Series, and won 4 championships in all 4 divisions. I don't know if they were all done in the 90s, but he won 4 championships in all 4 divisions. And whatever he sat in, he made it faster. And one of the great competitors that worked hard and came up, and I call it old school way, and that. And my third big three for the 90s isn't a driver. I think it's a team, and it goes to Dickie Fowler and the Garden Gang over from Pleasant Hill Gardens. You know, they did a couple of things. They brought the era of professionalism to Saturday night racing. You know, they had the team uniforms, they had the lettered hauler. They always looked professional. Dickie presented himself in a very professional manner, and it filtered down through to his team. Dickie and Wendy were staples of every Saturday night. They won 6 championships throughout the 90s. Mike Maeda, Mike Johnson, who the only guy I know that retired as a champion after winning the championship in 1995. They just continued on, put Mike Maeda in it, and won championships with him. And then after that, they dropped back, built the Super Sportsman, and for Dickie's son, the late Jason Fowler, they won a championship with him, which I know, you know, probably the biggest championship they ever won, you know, especially you know where the circumstances are today. But so that's my big 3 from the 90s. You know, a 9-time champion, a champion that's won in every division, and a team that I think brought that to the next level. Professionalism, Saturday night racing, and still Dickie there helping and working at the track under the same focus that he had as a car owner. Brings me to the 2000s. 2 guys that battled tooth and nail for championships. Like you never knew. Each year it was going to be one or the other. Bob Bilodeau, Bobby Babb Jr. You know, multi-time Driver of the Year award winners, multi-time track champions, both of them. Both of them kind of had to wait through the Maeda, Randall, Johnson era to be able to get their run of being able to win championships. But once they did, they started winning championships, and they didn't stop. And unfortunately, Bob's still competing at the highest level, passed away at the racetrack at the end of the night one night. And Bobby obviously now, you know, crew chief in his son Bradley's car. My third one from the 2000s, 3-time track championship in what is now called the Sports Series. Back then was a limited sportsman. Should have had 4. Kind of miscalculated one night, and I don't want to say handed it to Mike Landry, but I think that one was his as well. Guy by the name of Chris Smith. And he took that division that we were used to looking at, the stock Monte Carlo bodies and the big square boxes and the Chevelles and, you know, the Camaros, and he brought us that sleekness to it. You know, took the old limited sportsman and brought it into the era of now we have guys that know what they're doing with other things and work on them. And I believe Robbie Harrison helped him hang the body that was, you know, traditionally known as the Batmobile, black #1. And that's wherever it went when he competed at Unity for the, you know, the Street Stock Nationals, and wherever he brought that car, it was fast. And the championships at Beach Ridge, and it continued on in other generations till it finally got destroyed. But he kind of changed that division, in my opinion, and that's why he's part of my big 3. So had a lot of fun thinking about that. I'm sure you guys, a lot of you thinking about it, which brings me to my next thing. I'm going to post on Facebook. I want to know who your Mount Rushmore of Beach Ridge is. We're going to build a Mount Rushmore of the Beach Ridge competitors. Who's the 4 drivers that belong up there? Same with Oxford, Wiscasset, Unity, Speedway 95. I want to hear from you, so be following along with the Mainly Motorsports TV Facebook page. If you don't like it, go on Facebook and like us so you can follow along and kind of see who people think, and I want to know who you think. So we're going to take a break. We come back, we're going to talk about some other big things we got coming up here on Mainly Motorsports.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972, and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham, or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley's Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
The Maine Vintage Race Car Association presents Summerfest. Summerfest at its new home, Wiscasset Speedway. The cars and stars that made motorsports in Maine legendary. Sunday, August 5th, Summerfest at its new home, Wiscasset Speedway.
With Richard and Vanessa Jordan, and they're excited.
Meet the Hall of Famers. Ride along in one of the iconic race cars. Plus, it's the inaugural Summerfest Barbecue Challenge. Barbecue masters compete from all over the state of Maine. Summerfest at its new home, Wiscasset Speedway, Sunday, August 5th. Gates open at 10 a.m., $5 for members, $7 for non-members, and kids under 6 absolutely free. Your admission includes the annual Maine Vintage Cookout. Don't miss Summerfest at its new home, Wiscasset Speedway.
We hope to involve a lot of people from up the coast.
Hi, it's Cole Watson. Hi, this is Andy Santerre, and I'll see you at Summerfest.
And I'll see you at Summerfest.
For more information, like Maine Vintage Race Car Association on Facebook.
We got a lot of things going on with us in Mainely Motorsports and some of the local tracks that we support and support us over the next few weeks. This weekend, Lee USA Speedway starts off a huge week, and if you're watching this on Facebook, you'll know Friday night, tonight, is the Pro All-Star Series rolls into town. Double features for the other divisions, so really a big night down there at Lee, and hopefully you're tuned in. Check this out on Facebook Friday morning, and that's where you're headed right now. Next week over to Lee, the ISMA Classic, the ISMA Ollie Silva Memorial Classic. Huge trophies that Mainly Awards is working with the track like we did last year. Be a special night. Bentley Saloons annual ride to support Victory Junction Gang, and that's a big deal. When those motorcycles, 200 motorcycles, roll into town, that's a big deal down there at Lee, and I hope you get a chance to get out there and support them. You want to support the local races? Bartlett Bridge has the Amsoil Dominator Shootout for the go-karts. They do one for the Strickleys at Wiscasset at the end of the year. They do one for the go-karts now. $1,000 to win the LO206 division, which is sponsored by Four Seasons Synthetic. Going to be a great night. Mainly Awards and Four Seasons Synthetic conjured up to do some extra promotional items, some big trophies, and should be a good time over there at Bartlett Bridge on the 10th, Friday night. Mark your calendar. You got ISMA, you got there. You should be at one or the other. If you're a race fan, one or the other you should be at. The end of the month, you heard me talk about it earlier, Oxford 250. Mark your calendars, get your seats. You want to be there. That's the race, qualifying, all of it. Just a big deal. This weekend, Sunday, Summerfest makes its first annual trek to Wiscasset Speedway. Going to be a great time. The Jordans put a tremendous amount of effort. The staff up there is all excited about having Summerfest there. Barbecue going to be there. Unfortunately, I'll miss my first Summerfest in many years, as I'll be traveling down with Ray Jacques from Bazzuto's and spending the weekend, me and Debbie will, at Dream Ride. And I can't wait to bring you some of that back, some of that footage, some of what goes on with the Hometown Foundation. Which leads me to my next thing, August 18th, over there at Wiscasset Speedway, Mainly Motorsports Night. You've been there before, you've seen us in action, present the trophies, do the victory lane, have a lot of fun. Last year it took on a little bit different thing as we partnered up with the Special Olympics. We had some auctions, some fundraisers, proceeds from the 50-50 go directly to the Special Olympics. We raised over $3,500, which was matched by other corporate companies, and we got close to $10,000. This year I want to go over it, so I need your help. So be thinking about it if you're a business wants to jump on board, says I don't really have anything to, to donate. Yeah, you do. You have. You can walk out and buy a donation that we put into our raffle. That's what Lee from Four Seasons Synthetic does. A couple others, they buy a TV. We have big ticket raffle items, and it isn't about how much money you spend. It only takes one ticket. Everybody was there, saw how we did it last year. Sold 7 tickets for $5. You got to go in and put it in whatever bucket you wanted. You like the items on this list, you like the items on this list. Put 5 buckets together. You can put your tickets all in one, split them up, and we had a lot of happy customers. A lot of the local IGAs support us with prize packages, coolers. Really excited about that. August 18th, mark your calendar. Only $5 to get in. Going to be a big night up there at Wiscasset Speedway, mainly motorsports night. Hope to see a lot of you up there. So we're headed off to the racetrack. We're going to go talk to some drivers. We're going to watch some racing. We're going to now be all thinking about the 250 and who's our favorite, who can make it happen, who's that sleeper. There's going to be a lot of talk about that over the next few weeks. So we're going to take a break. We're headed to Oxford Plains Speedway.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your main returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nelcar Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
We light up the night and put fire in the sky. It's the New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars. Presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts and the New England Ford dealers. Saturday night, August 4th, flame-throwing thunder. Featuring the world's only jet-powered fire truck. And the Shockwave, a jet-powered semi-truck. Plus 300-mile-per-hour jet dragsters. 250-mile-per-hour jet funny cars. The New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars. Saturday, August 4th. Bring a non-winning New Hampshire Lottery ticket for a discount at the gate. Free parking. Tickets and info now. Online at NewEnglandRagway.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and yes, we are here at Oxford Plains Speedway, the final tune-up for the super late models of the Pro All-Star Series before the prestigious Oxford 250 comes up next week. Next month. We've caught up with Wayne Hallowell Jr. here, and Wayne, 2 years ago, you were fortunate enough to win the big race. This year, you guys have taken on a little bit of a different schedule, racing weekly at Beech Ridge, supporting the E-Keys for Cars store in Saco. But now it seems like everybody's attention starts to turn to the big race.
Yeah, we definitely have to get our focuses back over here to Oxford. We had put a lot of effort that year into prep work in leading into that 250, and that's what we have to get back on track. So that's kind of the step we're taking today, bringing that old car back out, work the bugs out of it, and see if we can get it close. And then hopefully with the next 2 weeks, we'll get the car we've been running down at Beech Ridge up here for a test and see which one's better.
So with today's 150 laps, what is the goal of the team today? Are you just gathering information, or do you go out there and try to win this race as well, obviously?
Yeah, ultimately that would be the big picture, is to try to get a win today and boost everybody's spirits. But realistically, there's 10 to 15 teams that can can win today. So if we can come out of here with a good notebook leading up to the 250, you know, I'll be tickled pink. You know, just make the notes and see what we can get.
Now, the Oxford 250, that's the biggest short track race in the country. How many actual weeks of preparation and thought does a competitive super late model team like yours put into that race?
Well, there's quite a bit. That, you know, there's you know, normally we'll do 2 or 3 test sessions. You know, we'll rent the track 2 or 3 times, and we'll try to get up here for, you know, a pass race or 2 Saturday night shows. So there's a lot that goes into that, and you know, now we're having the other car that we've been running down at Beach Ridge that's thrown us for a loop. That's been a whole new learning curve. But I want to get that up here because ultimately I do think that car is probably going to be better here.
Now, going forward from today being Sunday through the next few weeks, you'll continue to run the race at Beach Ridge. Will you run the car anyplace else if a date opens up or anything, and try to get more data and more prepared?
Yeah, you know, our plan is as long as everything goes good today, and we're going to try to take the Beach Ridge car down to Lee on Friday night for the pass race. So yeah, we're always going to throw different races at it and see what we can learn. You never know. You make a strange change, and it could stumble into something that leads to big down the road. So you never know.
So this time of year leading up to the Oxford 250, it's pretty much all hands on deck, race as much as you can, and get the car on the racetrack as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So that's Wayne Hallowell Jr. He's going to be chasing the checkered flag here at Oxford Plains Speedway. Going to send it back to Steve Perry now.
Well, thanks, Dan. And we're here with a guy that notoriously, when we roll into Oxford, runs up front. And, man, the last few weeks have been a struggle for Travis Benjamin and this Peter Pettit Motorsports team. So what are you thinking in today?
You know, I wrecked there in Thunder Road, and we ain't been the same since. But we've been working hard to make it better, and we were second fast in one of the practices, fifth in the other. So we're right there. We're just missing it by a little bit. And at this track, you miss it by a little bit. It looks you look like you're way off. And we're not way off. We're just a little bit off.
Yeah. And the thing is, you've peaked before early, and then rolled into the 250, and been off a little. Is it better this year, you think? Maybe we've lost a little momentum. Now we're going to be ready when the 250 rolls around the end of this month.
Well, we'll see tonight. You know, it's when I won my first 250, we won this race the week before, so it gives you good momentum. You know, if we run good tonight, we're going to be really excited going in. So tonight's going to tell a lot.
No, it's huge, and yeah, you got to get that mojo back. I mean, you were always the guys that, you know, everybody looked at when they rolled in. They gauged themselves by the 7. I'd watch guys that would kind of try to line up with you in practice to see where they were off, where they needed to be better, and we haven't seen that the last few races, have we?
No, you know, and like I said, it don't take much to be off, especially when there's 50 cars the other day, something like that. So if you're off just a little bit, it looks like a lot. The only thing I got going for me is, Perry, we won the pit stop competition. And every year we won the pit stop competition.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't know if we're going to have that back next year.
That's the only momentum I got going for
That's why he's telling all his guys on the crew, don't worry. We won the pit crew thing the last 2 times we won it. But no, wish you guys the best of luck. I know Peter, Mark, you know, Todd, Scott, Herkus, the whole team's working hard. You know, you want to run well for obviously your sponsors and Belfast Variety, Wiz, GMC, and you know, all the other ones. So, you know, today, maybe it's the day we turn it back around and put that 7 at the top, not the other 7 that seems to be everybody's chasing.
Yeah, that's right. You know, these guys, they bust their tail, and I couldn't ask for anything better than these guys. And there's no doubt when we roll in 250 weekend, we'll be right there.
Be ready. That's Travis Benjamin, driver of the Peter Pettit Motorsports, number 7. Now back to Dan Walker to see who he's caught up with as we get close to the end of the month, the Oxford 250.
Thank you, Steve. We're back here at Oxford Plains Speedway, and we've caught up with Wyatt Alexander, who's had a pretty exciting couple of weeks. Wyatt, the Valvoline Fast Track to Fame was a nationwide contest. You submitted your entry. They narrowed it down to 4, and lo and behold, you won.
Yeah, it's hasn't really sunk in yet the past couple weeks. They announced, gave me a phone call and then announced that I'd won the Fast Track to Fame contest. It's been a whirlwind of a couple weeks, just picking up little by little. There's going to be a lot going on real soon, so it's been amazing. And obviously I became the winner, or I was the winner based on a fan vote. So really this is all about everybody that voted for me, and I can't thank everybody enough. I thank the people I know that voted, but I know there's just so many out there that I'll never know about. So really, it means the world to me, and it's really for all those people, and hopefully I can represent them well. So.
Now, you had a really grassroots, I won't call it a campaign, but you really got the word out about the contest, and Valvoline was all over Facebook. It was all over everywhere. Your mom, your parents leading the charge, and then, of course, we had it on Mainly Motorsports. It's got to mean the world to you that, you know, the local racing community will get behind a young guy and help push through.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's what means the most to me. Of course, the recognition from Valvoline is great, but to hear a lot of my peers and other racers and just fans and just everybody involved that supported me and voted for me and, you know, really my family and everybody. So that means as much to me as anything else, to get that support and have people believe in me enough to take the time and vote every day, or even if they only voted once, they took the time and helped me out. So that means the world to me. And of course, you know, you guys having it on the show and just every single person that voted made this happen.
So with winning a contest like that, I'm sure comes responsibility. What are some of the things going forward? I was reading something today that there'll be appearances with Mark Martin. What are some of the things going forward that you're going to be doing with Valvoline?
Yeah, so it's still in the beginning stages. Certainly it comes with a lot of responsibility representing a nationwide company like this. So yeah, potential for some meet and greet opportunities with Mark Martin. I don't know when or if those will really come through and happen. But Mark Martin's reached out to me. Ray Everham has reached out to me. So to be involved with caliber of people in racing at that caliber is amazing. And so to be, you know, tagging along with those guys is going to be amazing if I get the chance to do it. So we're working on making that happen. Schedules aligned. So yeah, like you said, a lot of responsibility, amazing doors that could open. You never know what could come from this. So it's pretty surreal.
So now, going forward, you're here at Oxford Plains Speedway now. Everybody's focus turns now to the big Oxford 250, the most prestigious race. You ran this past Saturday night at Oxford. You're running the past 150 today. I know by the time this airs, you'll run a legend car at Beechridge on Thursday and then back at Oxford next week. What is the goal with the 3 races at Oxford? Are you just gathering a notebook? Are you just trying to build for the 250?
Yeah, really just building that notebook. This is the first time we've had this car here. TJ Brackett has been a huge help. He's also on board with the CRF, Clattenburg Racing Fabrication stuff. So between Dean and TJ, we're really just trying to build a notebook. We've come to the 250 twice and failed to qualify both times, which was really frustrating. Obviously, it's a very tough event to make, and we were really close both times, but just haven't made it happen. So that's our goal, is to be in the show and be competitive, of course. But building that notebook, we ran really strong last night. We were a really good car, just had to start really deep in the field, so which was fine. You know, I was just out there turning laps, basically a 50-lap practice session anyways. So just build that notebook and get a feel for the track. And I haven't been here since 2016, so build up that notebook, get a feel for this place again, and see what we can do come August.
That's Wyatt Alexander. Steve, I'm going to throw it back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you. Now, we're here with a guy that for many years could roll into this racetrack, park away like he did today, and nobody would notice him. But now you got the bullseye on your back, Bob. I don't care where you go. Everybody knows where the 7G is, knows where it is on the track, and knows the times it's turning. So quite a difference a few years makes, huh?
Yeah, it is quite a difference. Yeah, 2 years has changed everything.
Changed everything. For the better, of course.
Yeah.
And but, man, it's been another year. You really had this place mastered last year. Yeah. This year's no different. We're rolling into August. You got really the final tune-up for the 250, which is today. What do you think of your chances?
I think they're really good. The car unloads fast here. We practiced really good. We had really good times. Drive off. We got a pretty good, decent draw. I know the car goods long-term, so I think we have. If nothing else happens, we have a good chances of repeating it.
No, absolutely. And how's the year been, Curtis? I mean, you won the 250. How has that affected your year as a racer and all the things that have gone along with that?
Well, winning the 250, yeah, it was awesome. It's had a lot of opportunities. A lot of sponsors came on board, you know, and it's just the popularity of people noticing you and this and that. And, you know, and then this year started off amazing. We won the first 3 pass races, and we're doing great at Beechridge. You know, we won 2. We're second in points, so it just keeps going.
No, and it's amazing. You got one more chance today, tune up. You just, I don't know how you stay so low-keyed and even-keeled, because to be in a car like this, and I tell everybody, and I was talking to Mike Rowe one day, I said, Mike, how fun do you think that 7 car is to drive? He goes, that thing's a blast. So you're fortunate enough. You got a great team behind you, great sponsors, and wish you the best of luck today as your final tune-up as you move towards the end of the month.
Yep, thank you.
That's Curtis Gary. There's 4 heavy hitters you heard from today. I know today is just a small part of the big puzzle, and the big puzzle comes the end of the month right here at Oxford Plains Speedway. And this guy, definite favorite as we roll in at the end of the month.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scotch Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. We have over 300 campers in stock, and every unit is on sale, even the 2019s. Up to $16,000 off travel trailers, up to $30,000 off fifth wheels and motorhomes, up to $40,000 off toy haulers. Ask about our bi-weekly payment program to save you even more money. Financing available, trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars. Bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beechridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been streetcar divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil, and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil division at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs.
All right, Curtis, Gary, we've never seen domination at this track. The likes of Taylor, Rowe, Nason, none of them done it in a consistent basis. What you've been able to do. Talk about this streak.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, 5 in a row here is just, I can't even believe it. I don't even know. Since we got this new car, we've come here and hit a combination that works, and even when we're off a little bit, you know, it works over and over again. Now we're 5 in a row here.
Today it really didn't look like it was. It looked like it was Cassius's day, and then you kept picking away, and then when you got to him on that restart, you were up on the wheel. I mean, you didn't drive around him easily. You were on the wheel.
Yeah, no, I never drove so hard in my life, I don't think. When I was sitting third, I didn't think I had a winning car at all, and then the restarts actually weren't helping them. They were going away more than I was. But yeah, I was able to hold him down and pass him on the outside and run for my life.
We always talk about building momentum rolling into the 250. This has been a year's worth of momentum. You know, do you worry that you're going to fall off the perch?
Yeah, I know.
You know, I mean, it's got to happen at some point. We just need one more, right? Am I right?
Yeah, no, that's true. But I'm glad I didn't win the Beach Ridge one. That kind of took me out of the momentum we were trying to carry. You know what I mean? But to have 5 in a row here, yeah. And now we need 6 in a row. Forget that one. Would be a good day.
Yeah, that would be. You would join the likes of, you know, Ben Rowe to go back to back, Ralph Nason, Travis Benjamin, you know, Bodine.
Yeah.
So great job, congratulations from all of us here at Mainely Motorsports, and wish you the best of luck as you roll into the big one.
Thank you.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling to Mainely Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Bedford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beach Ridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars. Bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beachridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been street car divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil division at Beach Ridge Motor Speedway.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon, owned by legendary super-modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
We light up the night and put fire in the sky. It's the New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars. Presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts and the New England Ford dealers. Saturday night, August 4th, flame-throwing thunder. Featuring the world's only jet-powered fire truck. And the Shockwave, a jet-powered semi-truck. Plus 300-mile-per-hour jet dragsters. 250-mile-per-hour jet funny cars. The New Hampshire Lottery Jet Cars Under the Stars. Saturday, August 4th. Bring a non-winning New Hampshire Lottery ticket for a discount at the gate. Free parking. Tickets and info now. Online at NewEnglandDragway.com.
As we wrap up this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports right here from Oxford Plains Speedway, you see the 7, the most dominant car that we think we've ever seen at this racetrack in the generations that they've raced here. Headed for Tech, just picking up his 5th win in a row here at Oxford. He's really aiming for 6, the Oxford 250. And we saw a lot of guys run good today. DJ's improving his game. Cassius is running her up. Reed, we all know what Reed's all about. How about the surprises? Brandon Barker, Wyatt Alexander, Johnny Peters, all had great runs here today, all building momentum towards the Oxford 250. And I'm telling you, if you don't have your seats, you got to call the track this week. You got to reserve your seats. You're going to see 60, 70 of the best super late model drivers in all of New England, some that travel up the coast, want to be here, want to add their name to the trophy, that the likes of Dion, Nason, Rowe, Craven, Bush, Havoc, Curtis Gary have their name on. So I encourage you, mark this race. It's the last Sunday in August. Open the calendar, get your tickets, get here. The heat races, the consies, the race itself, well worth it. Great racing, you saw it here today. We encourage you. Hope you all enjoyed this week's episode.